PBA Bowling came back onto our screens in 2023 with the US Open, the first major of the year. It was an excellent showing with tackett taking home the green jacket after a second place finish in 2022. I think it certainly left fans hungry for more bowling, which is why I think many people were left scratching their head at the fact that there are 4 PBA events during the next month, but none of which are on national television. In fact, the next time we'll see bowling on TV will be the Tournament of Champions between the 12th and 19th of March. Now personally, I just cannot understand why these events are not being televised. After the US Open, the PBA was shouting about what a success the event had been. There were over 1 million viewers on average of the TV finals, which is the highest for a telecast since the 2022 Tour Finals. But this isn't all. Back in May 2022, there was an article on AP News that stated that the PBA ratings had gone up significantly. The USBC Masters averaged 847,000 viewers on Fox, up 28% from the PBA World Series of Bowling World Championships. The USBC Masters also saw a 39% jump compared to last year's PBA April telecast. And actually, we can go back even further to see how successful the PBA has been since it partnered with Fox. The PBA's debut telecast back in 2018 reached an average audience of 1,768,000 viewers for the PBA Clash telecast. This was the largest to watch any bowling telecast on any network since 2005. And at the time it was then announced that there would be a total of 60 hours of PBA coverage the following year in 2019, which was nearly double the amount of PBA coverage in 2018. So right from the start of this partnership with PBA and Fox, we can see that A, the PBA is bringing in very strong numbers, and B, Fox is substantially increasing the amount of bowling on TV. So what's changed? Why does it now feel like we're heading in the opposite direction? Was it the pandemic? Perhaps, but that was quite a long while back now, and judging from the US Open, we can see that there certainly is still an appetite for bowling on TV. And if we put ourselves in the PBA's and Fox's shoes, and imagine it's now early 2022, you can see that bowling is doing extremely well. People are tuning in, viewing numbers have significantly increased, and we've moved past the pandemic. Things now seem to be back where they were and heading in the right direction. So why would you not want to televise more events? I can only assume that it's the network that refuses to give the PBA more TV slots. But again, given the reports of these increases in viewing figures right from the start of the partnership in 2018, it does seem an odd decision. I think the main problem you have is that when you stage a tournament such as the US Open that people then tune in for, by not having a quick follow-up, you do lose momentum. Now, talking about losing momentum, I'm just going to break the momentum of this video slightly, as I'd like to just mention that this is a brand new bowling channel. I'm trying to get this off the ground and reach as many bowling fans as possible. So if you've enjoyed this video so far, I'd really appreciate it if you could go ahead and click the subscribe button below. In my opinion, PBA bowling should be on television. It's all very well having these events being shown on subscription platforms such as Bowl TV, but generally, the people who subscribe will either be current fans of the PBA or hardcore bowlers. Casual fans and people outside of the bowling world that you want to attract are not going to be subscribed to something like Bowl TV, nor are you realistically going to be able to convince them to join. You can't get exposure if these events aren't being broadcast to a platform that is accessible to people who aren't necessarily hardcore fans. Another thing that I find is that these events just seem to lose a bit of meaning to me when they aren't televised. You just don't seem to get that excitement, and the tournament doesn't have that feeling of prestige, because as fans we want to be able to experience the tournaments alongside the bowlers, and quite frankly live streaming just does not cut it for me, and I'm sure many of you would agree. But ultimately I have one main concern about all of this, and that is whether or not we're starting to see the beginning of the end of bowling on TV. Let's say that these regular PBA events will no longer be on TV going forward. How long will it be before the major events start to get dropped too? Now, I'm not saying that they're suddenly all going to disappear. We might see as the years go by that suddenly one major tournament gets dropped and then another, and then suddenly we're in a much worse state with basically no bowling on TV. Because I uploaded another video where we talked about how the Weber Cup was cancelled in 2022, and it seems unlikely that it will return this year. And this just seems to be a rather worrying trend, and I wonder if we're heading to a point where bowling will largely be shown on subscription platforms. I really hope I'm wrong, however. I hope that Fox gets its act together and appreciates the fact that the viewing numbers are definitely heading in the right direction. And perhaps if the majors continue to perform well, we will start to see these regular events back on TV. But ultimately, I really do think we are on a very fine line, and it's a line between bowling falling through the cracks and losing its place on TV, but also on the point where it can be revived. Although bowling has had many setbacks, it's clear the potential is there. I just pray that bowling on TV is not yet dead, and that these events that are being televised continue to bring in strong viewing numbers, because I think all of us will agree that we just need more bowling on TV. So just to finish up on today's video, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think that all PBA events should be shown on TV? Or are you happy with what we currently have? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you bowling fans, and see you all next time.